engage a muscle that is often overworked. So the finer muscles are like, ooh, we got out of doing that. Evelyn Harper with Forever Fit, and we are focusing on our arms, starting with the lateral raises with the rotation there at the bottom. You switch off which arm comes in front, and you try to go up as high as you possibly can. If you start feeling this exercise there in your upper traps, go down and wait, because I want this to be just focused on your delts. I have really enjoyed doing these videos. It started after my mom took my course, and so they were all intro level videos just to kind of hold each other accountable. And she also has a critical eye, so it's been fun to get her take on things. And if you want to learn more about any of that, you can check out the Fitness Blueprint for a Busy Mind, which is tagged down below. I have a busy mind. As you may or may not be able to tell, my mind goes 100 miles an hour, and sometimes my mouth isn't as fast. So, these should start burning. You should see all those little finer muscles in your shoulders light up. You're not going all the way up, again, because the higher you go, eventually your upper trap's going to want to play a loud role, and we don't want that. We just want to focus on your delts and your mobility there in the back. If 5s are too much for any of that exercise, go down in weights to 2.5s, and you can also just go straight out and do the lateral raise itself without the rotation there at the bottom. Okay, we are switching. We are going on to 10s. I have 10s. You can use 7.5s. You can use 5s, but we are working our bicep. I was at a event recently, and there, tons of pictures, tons of this, and I'm like, dang, I need to work on my bicep. So here we are working on our biceps. All of us could use a little bicep action. If you can't or / don't want to, then switch it up and do triceps, or you're just doing a kickback. But for now, we're doing bicep curls. You're not going all the way down. You're just finding the hard part of the curl, squeezing there at the top and coming back down. Pinching those shoulder blades together in the back so you don't, so you're not engaging too much of your upper traps and feel a pain there in the back. Your other arm is just being held, still engaging your bicep with about a 90-degree bend, but it's not doing too much, so you can just focus on your working arm. Let's do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Let's do the other side. In one of my other videos, I believe it was my last pink leg video, I share the story of how I tore my ACL. I'm over 1.5 years from the surgery, but I did the actual tear coming up on 3 years? Wow, 3 years. Yeah. And I ended up rehabbing it myself for 9 months before I broke my collarbone. Snapped it in like 4 places. Had to get a plate and 8 screws in it. Keep in mind, I have never had any sort of injury out of the, 27 years of playing sports, gymnastics, volleyball in college, and then all of a sudden I am playing rec sports as an adult, which is so common. Like that, and I think that's what irritated me more. It's like you hear all that happen all the time, and it's not because I was playing volleyball, but it's because I wasn't working out consistently. So it shaped the way I work out myself, and also how I just view training, fitness, health, all of it. Good, your biceps should be burning. We're gonna do 10 reps all together. This one, you're standing straight up, coming about halfway. Actually, no, we're going to bend over for these 2. Keeping your core nice and tight. If you start feeling any pressure in your lower back, tuck those hips in and keep your core tight. If that still targets your lower back, just stand up and do these. Just make sure your shoulder blades are pinched there in the back, working on your posture. So yes, I was part of the cliche squad of you don't get hurt until you play rec sports when you're older because you're not working or training for the sport that you're actually playing. But it switched the way I view working out and taking care of myself, and learned a lot more about the body. And here we are. All of my workouts are very joint focused. My whole fitness approach is a keep it simple, stupid type of approach. Keeping it simple so you can pinpoint the areas that need to be tweaked, make a small, simple tweak, and see different results. Hopefully better results. If it's not better, then keep tweaking, because you know you didn't piece that one together. So this is a tricep pulse kick. It's not really a full kickback. This one's more of a pulse where you're just straight, tiny break, and then you're straight again. Targeting the hardest part of the movement, which is the lockout, tiny break, and you're straight again. I'm just using the 10 pounds. Again, if any of this feels like it's too much weight, go down. There's no shame in that. You have more of an ability to manipulate the movement and target the muscles that you want. A lot of times when you're doing too much weight, when you see people like, whoo, not talking bad about anybody's form or anything, because there's got to be a reason for everything, but that will also engage your upper traps a lot more rather than going slow, going up and coming down. You'll feel it more in your delts, especially if you go a little lighter. If you go way too heavy with these weights, you're going to engage a muscle that is often overworked. And so the finer muscles are like, ooh, we got out of doing that. All right, let's finish with bicep curls. Just squeeze in there at the top. And play around with this. You can bring your elbows out. Again, another trick is to bring them out a little bit more in front so they feel more isolated. Let's do 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm starting to feel this in my middle and upper traps. That didn't help, so I'm gonna lean over even more and just keep this super tiny here. Doing 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, they should be burning. My little veins are coming in hot. I'm like every nurse's dream. Okay, that is it for this Fit in 5 workout series focusing on our arms. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in tomorrow's workout. We're doing our legs. Over and out.